Hello, guys. We just took a small break so I could, spend my time insulting my producer. Now we're finally back here with the second game between Hokori and Lava. Lava is up against the ropes. They really need this win if they want to keep those hopes for the major alive. Is it going to happen? We're going to have to see as we get into the second game of the series. Shadow Shaman is banned. Wow. Hokori forced a respect ban. Is that justified, Lilith?
Yeah, I guess the Serpent Ward's doing the Roche thing and pushing towers just too strong. I felt like he actually had a lot of impact. I mean, I thought this hero was kind of mediocre, but I think the fact that you can just go Roche and just take the Roche super early with this hero is actually pretty impactful.
Mm-hmm. The way Hokori does it.
Like, only with one hero in the mid lane, so it's kind of broken, right?
Yeah.
We'll see what they open with, because Shadow Shaman has been their opening for the past couple of series. They try to force Shadow Shaman on dying, or here, like you said, Lelis Titanhunter Shadow Shaman, right? So we'll see what they do this time as Hokori. New draft for them, always exciting.
I don't think if the Lava want to pick a Coral, if they if they did pick Coral, I think the Hokori wants a choice. Hokori want to show to the Lava how they do it with the Coral and Pango. Probably.
Oh, wow.
Let me teach you guys how to play with Coral and Pango. Let's go, Coral. pick right now.
Let's see if they do that. Yeah, Coddle. Here comes the Pango, let's hope. Analog Pango is a treat, right? He is definitely a Pango spammer. I know you faced him, King RD.
Yeah, I like the choice with my new team right now. You see? I'm gonna teach you guys, Lava, how to play with this hero. That's the thing they're gonna talk. They're talking right now of that, alright? Let's show the guys how to play with this hero.
Tell me about the Tusk pick, though, King RD. What do you think of a first pick Tusk? Where's the value lie in this hero?
I mean, not really much. I feel that the really broken heroes in the meta is DP and the Tiny. I don't feel that Tusk is a really good first picker. I think it's the Queen from Lava. He want to play with the hero. He want to go to the mid lane, heal, control the runes. But I don't think this hero is the first pick hero. I don't feel good to pick like Tusk in the 5.
Yep. We'll see now as they pick up a Storm instead. That's gonna at least deal with a Pango. You talked about this, Lelis, right? The Storm being one of the best anti-Pango heroes.
Yeah, Storm's pretty good against Coddle too. Like, you just can jump him and kill him really fast. Coddle doesn't really have a stun, right, or a silence for Storm. I see a lot of Coddles, at least in my pubs, just rush Orchid, but I feel like he's not going to do this on Coddle.
What?
But yeah, let's go Orchid on 4 Coddle against like a Spirit Hero. But I feel like they're not going to do this. It's kind of like a meme. But yeah, it's a meme. He's not going to do it.
The shard is first item. 50 minutes I have the shard. It's a broken thing. It's a broken thing on Coral.
We talked to this panel King RD about how a lot of teams don't seem to want to abuse the shard. Do you agree with that? Do you find that teams underappreciate that talent?
I mean, I think it's the best thing if you have a team he can push the lane. Like, remember, if you have a Luna OTA, he can tip it top and he can farm more. He can push like 2 waves, and I can bring him back. So the enemy team needs to deal with the wave, and at the same time deal with the TA coming back to take the tower or take the fight. They don't know about the shard. They don't know about anything. Oh, sorry, there's a tower here. I forgot what I was saying. Thank you. Yeah, it is. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay. We have the ogre now for Hokori. We've seen this many times, Lilith. The ogre plus Yuma's hero, right? Usually the Lunas or the special buffer heroes. So they're back to bread and butter Hokori here, right?
Yeah, I also think ogre is a good combination with the Coddle. Like, he has a stun. He's a tanky hero. He is a lane winner. I think that's usually what Coddle wants. He wants someone like to run in, just like a body to go in, and he wants like buff people. Give them mana. He has like the disable for the ogre. It's a good combination with the Coddle. Coddle like has the team fight. We're just does what Coddle does not, right? The stun and the laning.
I was gonna say once again we gets the Bane here for the Pango. King RD, last time you thought, well, it's not that big a deal. Is it a bigger deal this time because there's no Night Stalker?
Yeah, it's a really good right now, but I feel like I don't like to pick Bane in this draft right now because in the next
Okay.
draft from Hokori,
Mhm.
they can choose like Beastmaster. They can choose again the CK. Is really good against Bane, Storm, and Tusk. I feel right now Hokori have the best draft here because they're gonna see one more Corey. They're gonna see the off lane, the safe lane, and they can choose what they want to draft for the off lane, the safe lane.
Mm.
So CK and Beastmaster, I think Vitality he like to play with Beastmaster. He's a really good player. They can pick Laika. I like it so much. Laika. I don't know about Lelis. I feel like this hero is still good. Yo,
It's Frank's Beastmaster, probably one of the best Beastmasters in SA right now. The only team that they respect Bandit against is Lava. What are the strengths of it this patch? Is it also the anti-Pango strat here, or is there more to the hero? You were talking about this, King RD.
yeah. I mean, I don't like this beast right now. If it are me, Hokori, I want to I want to choose Kunkka. Kunkka safe lane against Beastmaster and Tusk is a free lane. They can pick like PL, they can pick Shirocopter, they can pick Medusa, PA, everything in the safe lane. They're gonna win the lane because they're two melee heroes. Why do you think, Lelis?
Yeah, I think this Beastmaster has been way too nerfed. Like, the hero was really good, but I think he's just been getting nerfed. It's Frank's best hero, I would say, but I feel like he's gonna be in trouble if this Bane is not laning with him bottom. I feel like they're gonna have to swap these lanes. They're gonna have to lane the Bane with the Beastmaster, or else this lane's gonna be way too hard. I think this Tusk is not gonna do anything to help this Beast. And Hokori just gets a free carry lane, whatever they want. They're probably just gonna pick a range hero. I would say they're either gonna pick Medusa or Luna, probably. I don't really like the Beastmaster that much, but it is his comfort hero. So if this is a comfort game, it's like probably the best one to pick it in.
Oh,
Tiny.
Tiny.
Just go for Tiny. Which is good too. I think this hero, the only thing this hero needs is it needs to see like at least one core. And he sees like, I think Tiny's great against Bane. He just one shots him. Tiny's probably good against Storm too. I don't think he cares that much. He's a threat to the Storm the whole game. And Beastmaster kind of just gives Tiny a free lane. Beastmaster takes a while to get him come online. He's not like a Venom or a Necro that's just gonna pressure him, not gonna let him farm. He's gonna chill. And then he's just gonna go jungle and be very farmed in like 20 minutes. Pango's also one of the heroes that people think that Pango is not good against Beastmaster because Beastmaster just ult him through the roll. But Pango's one of the better heroes that deals with units, right? Because he has so much AoE spells. But it can go both ways. The Pango rotation on the Beastmaster is pretty impactful. It's like the Kunkka thing, where Kunkka can just TP and kill him. I would like to see Pango do that at least once this game and slow down this Beastmaster so Tiny gets like 1 or 2 levels ahead of him. That'll be pretty good.
They still can put the Pango off lane and Tiny mid. They can pick another Agassi.
Yeah, that's true. They can. I forgot about that.
I think a Tiny Coral can burst the Storm early in the game, so it's kind of broken. So they're gonna see the lava position one, and they choose what they want to do. So it's kind of Hokori have the best right now. They can do whatever they want. They could do Pango mid, Tiny off lane. Sometimes some teams like to do that. So Tiny mid, Tiny AGC, Tiny off lane, Pango mid, Pango off lane. So they can do wherever they want to Hokori.
So you guys both think that Lava is the one that seems to be a little bit without options here in this draft.
Yeah, it's because I don't like Beast very much right now, so it's kind of not really strong anymore. So it's kind of I feel like okay playing against Beastmaster.
I want to point out something to your.
I also feel like this Tusk hero is just ruining the draft. I don't know. It just feels out of place. I don't know what the reason of first picking Tusk. They just didn't want to take Coddle, right?
Yeah.
Because they lost it. But then they're giving Hokori Coddle and they're picking Tusk. It's okay, but I just feel like this Tusk and this is the problem. Right? This Tusk Beastmaster offlane is so awful. It's such a bad lane, and you can't put the Bane there now because you have a Sven, and you need to lane the Bane with the Sven, right?
Man, Now you went for a. It's just full comfort for Lava, but there's none of these heroes are meta, or well, most of these heroes are not meta right now.
Yeah, I like PA. PA last picks are really good against Van. Against Beast. Yeah, Phantom Assassin is the best hero right now. Also Tiny. Tiny can be safe lane, sure. Why do you take Lily's? Pango off lane or Pango mid? Tiny safe or Tiny mid?
I think they should put the Tiny carry and they should just counter pick this Sven. They should just pick like Slaughter or something. And make this guy's game like impossible.
Yeah, I forgot about Zlada. It's gonna be great.
I think the Pango's gonna do fine, and he has Coddle, so like, you just have Pango mid with Coddle, super fast refusal. Tiny free farm with Ogre. Like there's no reason to not put the Tiny carry.
What hero, King?
What hero Vitality like to play? The Brood Mother. I remember Vitality is the only Brood Mother. Yeah, in SA. Oh,
okay.
The classic. The classic.
Yeah, I can't believe the last pick tied.
Like it got away with that, right?
They usually pick this hero like first pick. So okay.
I mean, the last bans from Lava, by the way, were a bit odd. Like they banned the PL, for example, after picking the Sven. It was and then picked the Sven rather. It was a bit odd for sure. Guys, I think I know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. First, you, King, are the is there any draft you're favoring here?
Hokori, of course. I like the Pango and the Squatter very much. For me, it's the best duo right now in the Dota.
Lelis, do you believe in the off-meta draft here?
I don't really believe in it. I think Hokori just played better the first game too, so I'm just gonna go with them now because I also think they got the better draft this time.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty clear. Our panel is pretty concise about this. Last time we did go for Lava, right? So, maybe there's some spice here. We have a third game. Well, let's not forget, one team did pick Sven. So, that's just tiny but worse. We're going to see what happens as we get into game 2 between Lava and Hokori. Everything on the line here for Lava. What are they going to do? I'm going to ask Gareth and Lacoste and see what they say.
Yeah, I mean, the panel curse could come into effect, but just like Ava was saying, it was going to be my opener as well. Tiny and Sven. Sven is just a worse version, right, Lacoste?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think I've seen Sven. I've seen some Sven bans when like Tiny was not available and they had like PL, so they just banned the hero. I don't know. I need to see what hero can do. I actually forgot. I don't think I've seen Sven pick in the last 6 months.
Been a while.
Like, on the other side, on the good side, Sven against Tidehunter, he can kill him. Like, he does build, potentially, in the Silver Edge. They do have, like, Tusk. Tusk against Tidehunter, having that tag team and just grouping around and killing him while having BKBs. Tide doesn't like to play into that, because he just straight up dies against that. And also Sven using a BKB, locking on top of him, stun into, like, just a shard from Tusk. Could be enough to be able to kill him. So I want to see what the itemization on Tide is going to be.
Oh,
here
man.
we go.
Straight on to Theo. Yeah, we've seen this kind of thing before. This time, both teams swinging hard early on with those early smokes. Connecting on that Keeper of the Light.
I thought they might pick something different for the offlane, because like once Sven decides to go in, they will need to kite. Not sure how. I'm talking about the BKB timing. Sven with the BKB can do whatever he wants in these fights. They don't have BKB piercing abilities. They don't have like any kind of saves to prolong a fight, so it's going to be a bit difficult. But he does come online a bit later compared to Tiny. Like Tiny's ready to fight with just Shadowblade Echo Saber. I mean, that's that's a lot of gold, but he does
13 minutes
between 15 and 17. I don't think I've seen Tiny with Shard, the Shadowblade, Echo Saber threads. 13 minutes in, it would just be too much.
They also have some pretty good ways of starting fights as well. I mean, right now they're just chasing Yuma down. They've got the Wild Axes level 1. Building up stacks. He's up to 4 right now. Shard's level 1, so no stuns to cancel the TP, but some good damage on Yuma. Yeah, we saw in game 1, Hokori were very, very clean in the way that they played and taking fights, and the vision from Gardic was always superb. Now, though, Lava have, the Hawk from Beastmaster, Storm, Sven, and Tusk, all very good, adept at getting into the backlines or onto the target they want to.
Yeah, I want to see the mid lane. This is something that I'm looking forward to in terms of like how Pango's gonna play, because he's playing into Storm Spirit. He doesn't like to play into Storm. I've seen Storm, not gonna say dumpster, but he does extremely well against Pango compared to other rangers. Because what Pango wants to do is use the shield crash and get on top of you, but against the Storm Spirit, you just can't allow to do that. Like there's too much magic damage from remnants coming out, and then he pulls you into another remnant, so it's a bit difficult. But so far, he's doing a very good job in terms of the CS.
Yeah, also potentially forces you to buy a magic stick or something. Of course, he rushes the bottle now. Yeah, he's got stick, and then that Orb of Corrosion queued up for the Pango afterwards. Well, Yuma tossing Frank up top. Tried to get him under the tower, but...
Fire Blast level 1.
Oh, no Ignite.
I don't know about that one, Chief. I will do the math, Gary. We'll do it together. We're just gonna check the lanes that no one is dying. Yeah, Fire
nobody's
Blast.
dying.
1.5 seconds stun. Fire Blast damage 70.
Yeah. Ignite?
Kind of meh. And then you have Ignite, which is 5-second duration. 100 damage per target. You can cast it on 2 targets. So possibly 200 damage compared to 70. And extra slow.
That's like 3 times the damage. Well, that's a nice Illuminate mid. Theo comes in to snipe that Water Rune, and a shield crash to high ground, but no Swashbuckle. Still on cooldown for 3 seconds as the Storm TP's out. Good rotation, though, from the Keeper. Another toss from Yuma top. He's just tossing creeps around, but that tag team on him. And the ice shot's trapping him. That's a good kill. Frank and Kim pairing up to take him down.
He even got Bloodlust level 2. I don't know.
Why
Gary.
no Ignite?
A good question. I don't know. I think
Dunno.
it's just not good. Like Bloodlust, yeah, you're playing with Tiny. Maybe he's thinking we want to harass them, have a tree grab more attack speed to be able to deal with the boars. But yeah, this top lane not going well for them. Once tag team is up and also the Ice Shard, they're gonna struggle. I know the panel talked about, you know, having 2 melee heroes into Ogre and Tiny, but if they play like that, seems like it doesn't matter. Like they, I feel, yeah, because Tusk just hit level 3, and if he puts another point in tag team, it's extremely high amount of damage from him, Beastmaster, Axes, Boars, everything. For now, just saving a point just in case he needs to close the gap, have an extra stun, put it in a snowball. Potaro on bottom, doing a good job in terms of CSing, has Gloves of Haste, is bringing the Boots of Speed.
And there's no gush on Tidehunter, so they can't cancel the salve. They tried with an Illuminate. Just comes short. Yeah, Gardic being bullied top lane again. Kim still holding the tag team. That was just the Ice Shards and the Boars coming across. As Yuma tries to clear them and does successfully kill off the Boars. He's got that 1-1-1 build on Tiny.
Now he's completely out of mana.
Oh, Storm mid.
There's...
Pango is nearly dead. The Water Rune's going to keep him alive with the Fairy Fire a little longer. Leo Style has the backup of the Tusk, though. The Ice Shard's going to put Analog in a real awkward spot. And the tip onto Theo, like, you come and take my Water Rune, force me to TP home. I'll kill your mid laner.
In terms of levels, they're pretty even. Storm has a little bit more experience, but yeah, and has a bit more CS as you would expect. We talked about the matchup. On the bottom lane, Tidehunter puts more points in the Anchor Smash, saving a point for now. I think it's a bit of a misuse opportunity just to have a point in Gush, especially early on with the Illuminate, because you can slow them down and set up for Illuminate.
And they're trying top. Illuminate, Fire Blast, Yuma with his combo, but doesn't toss Kim, the hero. Now with a Solar Bind, maybe they can chase the Tusk down, but it looks like they're going to have to give up. Yuma and Gardet completely out of gas, can't continue forward. And now Lava are going to know that, you know, Vitali is stranded down bottom alone. That's where Katyu and Kataro, they're looking into the trees. I don't get the grab on him quite. A good early laning stage from Lava, that's for damn sure. As top again, Frank. Solar bound, Gardic tag teamed. Kim just trying to go for this solo kill in the middle of 3 dire heroes. Wild Axes help out.
He gets it.
Gets the trade, and now a TP out from Frank. Oh, there's a toss, but Yuma can't see him.
Frank TP'd the tier 2 tower bottom and is gonna come back to a lane. Tusk will bring some extra regen. Man, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Ogre without Ignite. This 201 build
201? It's bizarre.
When we say bizarre, like, yeah, you know what we mean. When
you want to say it's wrong?
Yeah, it's wrong. It's just no good.
Incorrect. Garlic TP mid to refill Pango's bottle, but Leo's the one that finds a regen, kills the Ogre, and balls away from the Rolling Thunder. Pops the regen, but it gets cancelled pretty much immediately by Theo, and now Leo has to use the remaining pool of mana to escape from Analog. It's getting a bit scrappy and weird in this game.
Yeah, they got the regen out of Star Spirit. Like, he got no value from it. The best rune he can get at this point of the game, just to be able to farm the big camps, farm the small camp, have full mana, and threaten the kills on the other lane with the TP rotation.
It feels like the big winner out of like all of the nonsense that's been happening. Like, top lane, you're fighting and brawling. I mean, Yuma might be dying here in a second, but he gets an avalanche and a swashbuckle from Analog. Snowball doesn't save Frank, so Kim's now alone and dying. Shards are there to block Yuma out, but it looks like Tusk might die before he gets the kill on Tiny. They do, in fact, bring him down, and the boar as well. High fives to the tower.
Tiny gets level 6. They did replenish his mana. This is a very good move from Theolicourt to just be able to give Tiny mana, because they got some extra kills coming out from it. And on bottom, Tidehunter continues to farm up. Sven put an extra point on a Stormhammer. It's something you do. You're like, oh, we'll try to kill a Tidehunter. And you can't. You just don't have enough damage. But yeah, with Tusk, they might tag team. We'll slow him down. No boots on him.
Yeah, I mean, Kraken shells popping left and right, but the damage just comes in too thick and fast, and now the snowball forward not even required as Katara secures it. And I was about to say, Katara feels like the big winner. Like, just looking at net worth 8 minutes in, he was a good 1,200 or so ahead of anyone. Pango has, in the meantime, caught up a bit, but Sven's having a great time.
For sure. When I was talking about the kill threat, that they can't kill him, I meant with the Bane. It's very difficult, but this is something that I mentioned that Tide will need to be aware of in the mid-game fights, because Sven can't just munch through his tank in a stack team, shard block, even just a walrus punch to keep him in the spot so Sven can lock onto the target. He's not gonna have that easy time, so I'm a little worried about the kiting potential on Sven, and once he gets to his BKB timing, I want to see the itemization on him. It's been a while since I saw items on Sven. Last time I remember, it was just like Mask of Madness, Echo Saber have a double hit. It's greedy. Usually it's one of those two, but I still feel if you're having this good of a start, you can get it, and then you disassemble, get a BKB, and then
like blink AC kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like the CK.
Yeah, so he is going for Echo Saber. Echo Saber does give you that like extra burst potential on your insane amount of damage, and gives you mana, so you never need to go heal.
Now, I've noticed there's a Dire Observer Ward in Radiant Ancients in that triangle. Bane came across, placed a sentry down, and I'm assuming he just didn't see the ward because the creeps are standing on top of it. He's like, oh no, now he does. Look, the courier's over it.
This is the new ancient model. He didn't get it.
Oh, he knows. Look, he's pinging it now. Like, oh, I missed this. Yeah, there's a bloody ward in the camp. Storm, avalanche, but balls away from any toss play Yuma was trying to bring into that mid lane, and Analog just crashing around with his Rolling Thunder, not quite sure where to head. And Hokori need to get back to farming. Storm and the Sven just outstripping everyone in terms of farm speed, and Vitali's going to be dying bottom again, it looks like, unless that Ravage on the two of them, a swashbuckle avalanche toss combo. Whoa,
that's a good rotation.
They
rotated everyone. Even Yuma came back to bottom lane. So this is going to be a tower, what it seems. Sven popped the ulti, didn't get anything out of it, and Tiny with his little Christmas tree is going to go for it. On the top lane, Ogre did die. I want to point out the build on Ogre again, 302. Still no points in Ignite, so
no Ignite?
He's completely skipping it.
Oh, nice Centaur stomp. Timed after the Vortex. And that DD on Leo style gets them the kill on Theo. Trying to shove that top tier one. I'd love to have Frank play that top lane even for the next like 10 minutes or so. That Beastmaster we've seen time and time again just plant himself and keep shoving and pressuring with his summons. Tide with no Ravage has TP'd up here to defend. He's going to need some friends because Storm and Beastmaster offering quite a lot of damage between them. Analog fake pumping his ult. He just goes for the shield crash. Now the stun. No, Snowball gets the Storm away from any Pango play, and they've just killed off Vitaly and the tower. No problems.
I'm not sure what the plan there was. I mean, you killed the tier 1 tower. You don't have a Ravage. If you do, maybe you take that fight, but you need to bring like one extra hero on top of that. I'm still not sure if it's worth it. If you don't get any value, if you don't get any kills from it, so it's a bit difficult. And now they know there's no Ravage, so Sven goes to the mid lane. Bloodlusted tower. Here we go.
Yeah, and Ogre trapped in the shards, offering a lot of damage with that tag team. Where's Kim? Storm, where are you going? Busts out pretty much all of his mana to go for a D-Ward and an Observer, but they secure the tier 1, so 2 towers in quick succession for Lava. That entire top jungle, and of course Roshan playing from the Radiant side. Very important there for Lava to open that area of the map for themselves. Because now you kind of force Dire to start playing down bottom in their own triangle more defensively. Well, exactly. You can keep vacuuming up all the farm.
Lava can easily go for Roche. You have Beastmaster that can tank things up. Inner Beast 3 points in a tag team plus Sven ulti. They can just go inside the pit and kill it with the possibly next God Strength. Right now they're controlling the top part of the map pretty much with the Hawk, and they feel very safe to fight. Ravage is back online.
And this is what Hokori have excelled at. These 5-man moves. Unfortunately for them, the first and only hero that they connect with is the Bane. So that pick off and play forward maybe can secure themselves some of these, summons from the Beastmaster, so some bonus gold going the way of the
Decent
Pango.
amount of gold. They definitely need this Diffusal Blade on Pango. It's a difficult Pango game. He's playing into Beastmaster, Roar, into Fiend's Grip, and also Sven with the BKB can stand his ground and just hit him like 4 times and Pango could potentially die. I think build on Pango this game, it's a bit difficult. You also need to see like what others are gonna go for. If your Tide goes for an early blink, you might need to get the Diffusal Blade Lincolns. It takes time, but it might be necessary. You're playing with 2 BKB piercing abilities.
Might just be one of those things he has to do. And Pango again having to roll defensively. We've seen quite a few of these. Analog just having to get the hell away from the Sven and the Bane, but fortunately didn't get gripped on his way out. And we just continue to see this Katara Sven soaking up all the farm on the map, sitting at 7.6k. As Hokori defend their outpost, keep the Sven out of that tri-camp. But they would still love to go and take a fight somewhere. It's just a bit awkward with no tier 1s mid or top. And you don't really often find yourselves defending bottom tower. So they don't have a platform to really defend and fight around as Gardic dies in the river. So they have to smoke and press forward, look for openings, and that's where Lava are outmaneuvering them. Shoving out several lanes, ball lining across from Storm, finds Analog, big damage from Leo Style, gets the pick. This Arcane Rune on him, and now the grip. Cottle dead.
I think they Roche. I think they should go for Roche. They took the fight close to it. Task with the tag team, 4 points. And this Roche die in like 10 seconds.
And they've got Alpha Wolf as well from the Beastmaster. Bonus damage on all 5 of them.
It was a big zip. Leo Style, as you said, picked up the Arcane Rune, gets in, finds the target. Very difficult game for Hokori. They will need to use Tiny, and they will need to use it as soon as possible, I would say. He has 700 gold, getting closer to his Shadow Blade, and will need a shard. He does have 3 points in Bloodlust, so that means like the damage output from Tiny once he picks up the shard is going to be insane.
Yeah, he does need another, what, like 2.5k to get the finished Shadow Blade and the shard. Well, he already had a component on Courier, I guess. As Bane escapes out. Analog this time with an aggressive roll, but he sees nobody. They've got no vision. They can't catch Cat-Yu, who drops the panic, and Leo Style, just ball lightning to get out of there.
Yeah, those Rolling Thunders are not really connecting. last 3 or 4 times, pretty much used to run away defensively, tries to make stuff happen. Nothing happens. They get outnumbered, and he sees like, okay, I'm not gonna go for it. There's just it's too risky.
Oh, okay, I was confused there. I was looking at Tiny and thinking, did he finish Shadow Blade? No, he didn't. He actually decided to go for the shard. He removed the Shadow Blade from his quick bite. And he bought the shard and then sold it. He's still not... He's confused as well. He doesn't know what he wants. Do I want Shadow Blade? Do I want shard? He's going to buy the broadsword.
Maybe he gets Shard of Blade. Maybe that's the...
Aghanim Shadow Blade.
If he can decide what he wants to go for. Whether he wants... Like, I think it's a difficult decision for him. Whether he, like, wants to join a fight and make stuff happen on the map. Because it's...
Or continue farming.
Yeah, or continue farming, wait until Aegis expires.
Oh, an analog. No, you can't die like this. A vortex before the roll. Analog swashes into the trees, but this Leo-style storm, oh, he can't quite finish him. Analog, another defensive roll, but he has yet again kept himself alive in the running. And in this game, as Yuma's Shadow Blade comes into play mid, we've seen what, one Ravage bottom. They'd love to get another big Ravage out, but it might just have to be an attempt on the Beastmaster. But yeah, Frank hiding in behind his own tier 1, not an option to go on.
It's like that line on the mid lane. If you cross, or if your feet get wet, you're like, there's a possibility that I die, so I just better stay on the high ground. And it was a good call from Frank.
It sure was. Leo Stahl, he's got Aegis for 2 minutes. He can just play as freely as he wants. He's got vision abound, and he's jumped straight onto Analog again. The only target that he sees on his map, and the Ravage is decent from Vitali. Clipping onto the Sven and the Storm, so they'll focus onto Kataro. Killing off the Sven, the Roar and the Grip, finding Tiny, but the damage is lacking. Now Frank has to bail away as Kim is in towards Analog, but a swashbuckle to low ground gets him out of there as Yuma cleans up. A double kill out from the Tiny, and it looks like it's going to be more as well. Frank, he's stuck here with no backup, and Tiny not going to get the triple, but Hokori do strike in their own jungle.
I
There's
think
the
it's
ignite.
pretty...
Oh, Lacoste ignite from Gardic.
Alright, clip this.
He's going to get the boar. The boar's going to time out before it dies. Oh no, he's got it with a multicast. God Gamer.
I think it's similar to what happened in Game 1 for Lava, where they had Tiny, who didn't join the fight. And this time around, Storm Spirit had Aegis, but had 100 mana on his hero. So they're like, well, he can't get there. He needs to walk past everything, and like, we're just going to ignore him in the fight because he can't do much. And good decision-making from Hokori. This type of move allows them to come back into the game. And I want to give shout out to Analog. Usually we don't see people picking off the swashbuckle / range talent, because you do prefer to have a lucky shot, extra minus armor, and also the disarm duration. But it got him out of the trouble 2 times, because when Storm jumped him, he managed to get inside of the trees. Let's see if he can get out of this.
I don't think he will get out of this.
Yeah,
Leo
and in the
style.
previous fight, he also managed to jump onto the low ground because of the extra range.
Oh, look at that. Theo, the trees offer no safety. Old man. Slammed by the Storm Hammer of Kataro. So now Lava the ones again, just regrouping, corralling this dire team away from that top lane.
Tiny with the Shard and Bloodlust. Like, this is pretty powerful. We talked about Ogre's skill build. I wouldn't mind him going for like 1-4-4 or like 1-3-4 if he wants to have Bloodlust maxed out. Let's see the damage.
They don't have Ravage yet for 20. The long snowball, but Storm, he's got his sights set on Gardic's Ogre. Unfortunately, though, of course, Tide and Tiny both get out of there. And I feel like Hokori still want to take a fight. They've got Blink Ravage around this mid lane. It's just one of those sad situations where, again, there's no tower, there's no Roshan, there's no real objective to funnel Lava into a position that you want to fight in. It definitely feels like Tiny's going to start becoming a problem, though. But Katara is going to be able to answer some of that with a BKB and 200 gold. His teamfight presence with that Blink Dagger, able to jump in. maybe catch out the Kotl, the Pango. Pair up with the Storm, who has that maneuverability from the Ball Lightning.
Yeah, just having Sven play with the Storm Spirit, they can go for any target they want with the BKBs. Sven about to finish his. Again, doesn't go for disassemble, which I think, you know, you're missing the timing. And, like, he might suffer. Like, if they lose a fight because of that, that'd be pretty big. Okay, he's got it. He's backing away.
The fight's starting, though. He could have had it, and he could be joining this fight right now, but they've just lost Frank straight up. Hokori coming in when it matters most, and it looks like Theo's going to be able to find Cat U in the trees here. Analog jumps forward. The Tumbler's Toy doesn't get him over the tree line, tries the grip, but dies before that TP can arrive. And Kim's going to have to blink away from top lane, too.
Leocel also used TP, so they know. They can see him with no TP showing on the bottom lane. So they could potentially even go for tier 2. Oh, Kim, he's going for a sneaky little play, just dragging the creep wave.
Yeah, keep on following me. He might die for this, though. Does have a TP, a blink TP, in fact. So let's see where he goes. He just stands his ground. They pinged him out. Now he's blinked. He's safe. Nobody's chasing him. Fast spawn on Roshan's 30 seconds away. So now we've got these real big items. Yeah, of course, Sven has his BKB. Storm's being delivered now. Tiny still needs a bit more time for it.
Yeah. Avo, if you're listening, you're going to be doing interviews because both carries are doing it. Like, they're not disassembling Echo. I just feel like I just want to know, like, why don't they do it? It's very awkward. I watch a lot of regions. It feels, you know, everyone wants to go for it. Like, having an early BKB just feels much better. Even if you just use it to get away, if you just survive once, you got the value out of it. But, yeah, I mean, he's going to have it. Yuma, I don't think he's going to die before he gets to farm the BKB. But still, you know, that's the power of the item. So I'm a big fan of the disassemble in general.
Yeah.
What you can do with it, but you need to hit the right timings.
It's you know, I think we've got case studies here for both teams, right? Like that fight in the triangle on the Radiant side. Sven could have had BKB there to actually meet them and fight them.
This is
But
it.
Yuma,
This is the fight.
he could have BKB here. He could have BKB right now. And Sven just comes straight in. Storm finds the Tiny. Got it gone. And down goes Yuma. Might not have mattered having a BKB there, but still gives Lava the opportunity to go straight on them. There's also the fact that, you know, Roshan could be respawning as well, so you kind of want that BKB to be ready if you have that threat of the Roshan take from Lava's side.
The Olicor is really under-leveled on Keeper of the Light. Level 9, 24 minutes in. I just clicked on him. I saw 1 point in Solar Bind. I'm like, how's that a thing? Yeah, 5 deaths, and also, like, not being close to a fight. Sometimes it's what keeps Keeper of the Light not getting the levels.
Oh, Vitaly now has his halberd. One of those other items the Dire were waiting for, along with the Tiny's BKB.
It's a great item. On a Tidehunter, having a miss chance gives you a bit more survivability, status resistance, and also if you can pop it on Sven pre-BKB, that's insane value.
And Frank has the big ancient granite golem now as well. It's going to tank up Sven even further. It's actually Hokori who move into the Roche Pit first. Vitaly gives him a whack, and they're starting this. Tiny Shadow Blades across. Ice shards are there from Tusk, though. Lava prepped. Both teams scanning, and Lava going to be the ones to smoke.
Out of sentry range. This could be huge. This vision.
They see everything, so Stormball's in. Straight on the Tiny. Katara with his BKB, and the massive damage to the God Strength. Yuma's gone. Can't even cast a spell or an item, and now they go towards Vitaly, who's got to get the hell out of there. Holding Ravage, and the Rolling Thunder from Analog, again, just defensive as this Nightmare Tide is going to get closed in on by Frank, but he doesn't get the vision continued for the Roar as Gardic sliced by Leo and Katara. Back to Roche we go.
That was extremely awkward moment. Just going straight into Roche Pit, you're playing into Beastmaster, he can send the Hawk, you're playing into Storm Spirit. This is just a game-losing move, I'd say. It's I'm not sure how they decided to just like go straight into pit. It's fine if people are showing on the lanes, like if you see, you know, someone being there, no TP whatsoever, so like, okay, this is gonna be 4 versus 5, we're gonna force it. But trying to take Roche in front of their noses from a team that is actually ahead and you have nothing to stop the BKBs with is just complete suicide.
Yeah, and then, oh, is he dead here? Analog doesn't have roll. Essence String makes him a little bit tankier, but Katara and Leostyle just so much damage. Even with a swashbuckle across, he's going to get gap closed. Oh, the shield crashed across the trees. The grip, hello, Bane's here. He'll save the day. Leostyle, he's got the right click from range. I think that says it all there. The cat you dropping the entity voice line. Hokori in panic mode.
I love that. Ooh, Ogre going for a shard. This is a good one. You're playing into like Beastmasters and Sven. So the next like 3 next attacks, if he can get that off, so Sven can't jump someone, it's pretty big. The Holy Core just dying to Leostyle. Yeah. Leostyle has too much mana to work with, and going into Aghanim Scepter. Once you get that Ags with Sven, you can win a fight pretty much 2 versus 5.
Just wipe them. Yeah. So Ogre gave up on his grand plans of Helm of the Dominator, then it looks like. He had that queued for the longest time. Never gonna get it. So yeah, like you said, goes for the shard instead. We still have this back pocket plan though for Hokori with the Blink Ravage, the Halberd. They've got ways to handle the Storm, the Sven, if they get the vision and the jump first. But that last Roche fight under the Hawk and getting jumped by the Storm straight onto that Tiny and so much damage from the Sven. There was really no answer. And now the map gets a little small for them. Tiny just relegating himself to clearing out waves while the rest of the squad sits behind him.
Now they can't leave the base. Having Storm Spirit, Hawk Vision, it's very difficult. Also playing into Aegis. Still on Sven for next 2.5 minutes.
And Kim's going to try and break smokes here. Sat up on the high ground. Oh, it's not just a smoke break. They want to fight.
They need a good initiation. Like it's still difficult. If they kill Sven once, free BKB, he'll be able to have ulti and BKB for the next fight. Does have a break mechanic against Tide. So it's extremely difficult. Like they need to go full force. They need to have Pangolier hit Rolling Thunder on multiple heroes. Dire are using this, so they know something is up. Like they know they're going for this kind of play. None of the heroes from Hokori are showing.
The under Radiant Vision though, it's like whole time. So Storm, he sees Analog, the long range grip, the Ether Lens allows him to get it on top of him, but the Ravage cancels it out and they kill off Leostyle. The backup didn't come fast enough. They thought they had the sneaky play under their own vision, but they lose the 2 heroes, and the Rolling Thunder finds Kim. Tusk gets a snowball towards the creep, the Hill Troll Berserker. Saving the Tusk for a second or two, but Vitaly has his number. Gets on top of him, and the toss forward allows the Ogre to get there, giving Tidehunter the double kill. That looked good for Hokori, then like, awful for them, and then
freaking wild. They saw Kataro popping the ulti and starts bashing on tier 3 towers, so they're like probably, well, if we take this fight, ooh, yeah. So having this Sven popping the ulti, maybe give them a bit of a like go time, like we need to make stuff happen, and being able to lock down Storm. Did he pop a BKB in that fight or not?
The Storm? I don't think he did. He was really hoping the grip and the jump would be enough to kill off the Pango. Well, they're going to get Sven trapped on the high ground. Kataro in trouble. The Roar there and a 4-stab across. They've killed Gardic. Gonna spy back immediately after, though, and a wall stomp from the Centaur. Now onto Analog. Yuma's trying to get onto Frank, but the Beastmaster is a bit tanky and running back towards his team, but the high ground gushed down from Vitaly. Finds another one for Hokori. Sven escapes with his life, and Aegis in hand for another 3 seconds. Picks up a regen rune as well.
Aegis just expired. I think Hokori should be fine with that. Just trading 5 for 5 in terms of buyback. And yeah, getting levels, getting next set of items. Pangolier, I mentioned the Lincolns here. He went for Lotus Orb. I don't mind Lotus Orb as well. It's a good way to stop the Fiend script. You need to precast it on yourself. Roar will still go through.
Oh,
Should
Leo
not get cancelled.
gets the BKB off this time. The AoE Vortex has 2 heroes and an Ancient dragged into them. Vitali and Garlic dead, and that's an Ogre without buyback. While they also grip Analog. Lava, after a couple of awkward, scrappy fights, come back strong, and Lacoste looks like he's going to be guarded by the Tiny, and a couple of buybacks from Hokori come out to defend their base. Sven's God Strength is starting to wear out, and he's on the run. He's disarmed. He can't hit anyone. He can't escape.
They need more. Leo style. Ooh, he's going to get out. So is Cat U. It connected, it procced, you know, if you're playing a Pango, you see the swashbuckle hitting target, but yeah, they're not gonna get anything out of that. And we see Kim on the top lane, split pushing, the power of his level 15 talent, where you go for snowball damage, so with the shards and snowball, you actually kill the whole creep wave.
He's gonna stick around for another one.
With the Ags. This is the big item. Also, Sven getting closer to his level 25, having more damage, and also having Satanic. That's going to be pretty big. They got Sven kill with 2 buybacks, one on Pango and one on Tidehunter. So that's going to slow them down a little bit in terms of their item progression. And they couldn't go for any objectives. Like, they couldn't take Roche. They didn't take any of the towers.
Yeah, they just come back into their triangle, clear it out before Lava rally for round 2. Storm had treads this game, right? Oh, so Storm's going to get avalanche toss ravaged. Oh, he's dead. Kim, BKBs, he tried to blink snowball save, but it looks like he's put himself in harm's way. The shards are good, but Analog in that tree toss from Yuma. Finding him as well.
I don't think I've seen a series like this for a long time, where both teams are trying their best, and there's so many mistakes. It's very sloppy Dota from both of these teams, but it's very entertaining. Like, you actually don't know who's winning. These numbers on top, they don't matter.
It doesn't mean anything. What's this? It's a Nightmare and Kotl, but oh, Bane, he's out of there now. I fully agree with you, though. You know, game 1, it was back and forth, and you're kind of thinking, okay, this is building up to a real strong peak, but you just don't know who's going to get that weird jump or strange initiation, or who's going to walk out of position and get caught out. That's very good from both teams in terms of exploiting the mistakes and weaknesses of the other side, but of course you also have to factor in that they're both making these mistakes themselves. And Roshan 15 seconds away. Another flashpoint for both squads to battle. 16 seconds for Storm to respawn, and the other 4 members of Lava smoked up.
Well, Corey needs to survive, like, the first initiation jump from Sven with the BKB. It's down to 7 seconds, so it's very difficult. His damage output is insane, but so is Tiny's. Like, look at Tiny, having the Fire Shield, having the 4 points in Bloodlust, smacking on that dragon.
Yeah.
They also have a gem, so they can get rid of the Hawks. Oh, Pango getting jumped.
Oh, we got Lotus Orb off.
Lotus.
He's still going to die to Sven, though, but Kataro's up there. BKB'd and shiny gold and red with his God Strength. Yuma going to TP out. Dusted. No Roar. Frank had already used it. But now Roshan for Lava with 100 seconds on that timer for Pango.
Again, these Roche making decisions. Like, it's... Like, why do you have to be so fancy on a Pango? Like, why are you stuck on the high ground? It's fine if you do have a buyback. They do have the outpost, so he can buyback and TP too. But they know that he doesn't. So he just dies there, and without Pango, they don't have enough damage. They don't have enough control.
And now, they're against Sven Cheese, Storm Aegis. What's Sven doing, though? He's scanned. He's walking into enemy territory. This land does not belong to you, and Yuma's going to absolutely try and make him pay for it. And Ravage comes as well. Sven, he's down. Can't even use the cheese, and we go back to this. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think this whole series can be summed up with the teammates yelling at each other, "What the hell are you doing?" So they're back into the game. They popped the Ravage. Like, Tidehunter's getting some kills. He's getting the assist. He's getting closer to level 25. And he went for Shivas to be able to, like, provide vision where people are standing. And now going into Refresher. Yuma gets another pick off.
Yeah.
It's just, like, feed after feed. Feeding
Lacoste?
kills. Yes.
There's 60 seconds now where we're in a 4 versus 2. Pango's nearly alive. There's a DD rune top. And potential for high ground here.
Oh, the Olicor just denied it.
Oh, interesting.
What? I mean,
Oh,
he
they
could have... What?
Could have recalled the Tiny, yeah.
He could have recalled the Tiny
Oh,
and given
nice
double
glyph.
damage.
Nice glyph. Keeps the creeps alive. Storm's ball didn't clear them out. Now it's down to Frank's Beastmaster to try. He roars out the Tiny. He's on half HP now, Yuma. Fire shield's on him, sure, but there's tier 3. It'll probably be the only objective they take. As an AoE Vortex there. The Storm BKB and the ball's out. Tiny nearly dead, still alive somehow. Yuma gotta run, gotta hide. And that Shadow Blade, he will survive. Leo Styles stunned up. And a Nightmare on Gardic will leave the Ogre on an island in this Radiant base. Just let him die. But man, this is one hell of a game.
It's very hard to analyze what's happening when, like, people do these kind of things. Like, they're missing on certain timings, like people feeding here and there, going for the high ground, not, like, destroying double damage. Can we have a replay of him destroying the double damage, if that's possible, just to see if there was like a boar nearby?
There was like the only thing nearby was the Storm, who was like at the Dire Triangle, like the small camp on Dire side mid. Storm was there, but I don't think they saw him. I really don't know. Well, Lava still have cheese. They still have Aegis. So I guess it's time to group up as 5 and go again. Maybe this time Sven will have the backup of his squad. And, like, okay, there's something to be said about, like, the mentality of what Sven was doing there. If the Sven is pushing that mid-wave, like, close to where the tier 2 is, you kind of expect the enemy team to expect that he has his team behind him, right? So it's Hokori having, like, a good game read of, no, he's being greedy, and then, I guess, seeing Storm go back to top and understanding that
Even
game
if they're
state.
there, like, he still dies, because they executed, like, Tidehunter blinking right on top of him. Bane, if he didn't use Nightmare on Tiny, maybe he could have, like, used Nightmare on Sven instead, just to give him a little bit of extra time.
Maybe a snowball save.
Yeah, maybe, something. Yeah. So he pops the cheese, because he did have cheese in his inventory. So Sven, he got level 25, decided to go for Stormhammer's stun duration instead of the God Strength. It's a long duration stun, but the other talent just feels a bit better. Because what you want to do is, like, go in, dish out as much damage as you can, and then reset.
It's like you have the Storm to do this, right? You go in with that AoE Vortex. Vitali going to be dead before he can even get a Ravage out. And the BKBs from Lava are going to wear out soon. So Yuma opens up. Kataro's dead. The buyback from the Tide and the Koth will come now. The grip's there on the Pango, but Analog still going to chase the Bane as the TP's home successful for the rest of Lava. Kim gets out too. Sven, yet again, not able to use the cheese or the Satanic.
I think Tidehunter might need to, like, either keep the distance, or he needs Aeon Disc to be able to get his spells off, because they can kill him. Like, they do have enough damage with the break mechanic on top of that. And, like, this combo that they execute with Storm Spirit plus Sven, it's extremely, like, easy, and it's super powerful.
There's, like, no defense against that Vortex unless you pre-BKB'd, right?
Like, Lincoln's doesn't even help you against that, because it doesn't proc the Lincoln's.
It's pretty difficult. Oh, high ground. Even without creeps, Storm managed to clear out that mid-wave with the Aegis regeneration. Tiny doesn't seem to care too much about backdoor regen, but now you've got the threat of respawns from Lava. They need that bottom wave in desperately. tossing people around as Gareth was nightmared up.
A good way to save people. Tiny is gonna have full Satanic. That's pretty big. I'm not sure if they can just lock him down from 100 to 0. Maybe they could. I might be up. Maybe if Sen decided to go for the other talent on level 25. But feels difficult. He's super tanky. How much armor does he have?
39 or something.
Yeah, he has 40 armor, which is 70% physical resistance.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you were making that point where, oh, Sven, no, not again. The Ravage, the snowball save. Yeah, they bought time for the Sven at least now. They get back in. A kick across as they kill off Gardic. The Tiny's been gripped and Yuma's going to die. This was much better from Lava, executing what they've tried to the last several fights and destroying Hokori at the doorstep of their base.
This might be it. There is no buyback on Tiny. He just bought in. He used all of his gold to get the items, and Kotaro, he's running down the mid lane. He also has the Aghanims. I'm not sure if he picked that up from Roshan. Or
I'm not sure either. I would assume so.
I would assume so. Let me just check the net worth real quick. Well, maybe not. But yeah, does display does give you that dispel mechanic. So like even Ghost Scepters and the Eon Disc that we mentioned, that they're not gonna work against it. So yeah, 50 seconds. Let's see. They probably think, you know, he has a buyback on Tiny. Fango, in terms of buyback, he does have it, but just holding it for now. Also bought the book. He wants level 25.
I'm just going to go for all these tier 3s and barracks. Don't know if they can get mega creeps. I'll try and swing top now. 20 seconds until everyone from Hokori's up. And yeah, for this glyph, they'll try and delay. A push coming in from Lava. At least for a couple of seconds.
Do your job. No, just kidding. He can't afford to die. Like, they need Bloodlust on Tiny.
I need another 45 seconds for Ravage as well. So mega creeps come as Lava cruise through that dire base, and Roshan's up in just under 20 seconds.
It's smoke time. Everyone is alive. They need to go. Like, they can't afford to lose another Roshan. And yeah, Tiny has Bloodlust, has the Fire Shield on top of him. I'm surprised he decided to sell Echo Saber. He still has Power Treads, and he found the Spider Legs. There's also tier 4 items to be found, so he can get Flicker as well. Just have movement speed. You get more damage from Echo Saber than you get from the Treads.
Sven's in on the tide. Oh, Vitali. Yeah, he's going to get taken out. Half HP. Kicked across, but the Eon Disc is there. He might be able to get a Ravage off in time. He's got Halberd still as well. Cat you down, and Tiny's still going. The Ravage is a good one. Vortex holds the Tiny in place, and he's gripped up too. Analog trying his hardest to disarm and kill the Sven. They'll get him. Kataro's gone. Kim's back in with a punch to tag team, but Yuma, he's healing up with that Satanic. He's spider-legging away, jumping in again. They're going to get the Storm. Hokori, they're doing it. Catyu's made in all sorts of trouble now. Yeah. Do we Roche? Do we run down mid? There are options here for Hokori. Lacoste, what's the best one?
I mean, we see everything. We know that they don't have buyback. Let's see how Storm approaches this one. Whether he wants to like buyback, try to go for anything. But they're playing against the Mega Creep. Someone needs to defend. This, like we talked about the Eon Disc, but Sven, he popped the stun immediately on a Tidehunter and didn't have another stun to remove it. So Tidehunter just went away and used his Ravage pretty much perfectly in that fight, connecting on multiple heroes. He also used the Trickster's Cloak, but it dispels it. Like, before, Trickster's Cloak was not dispellable. With the Aghanim Scepter on Sven, it does get dispelled. So let's see who picked up what. There's Cheese, Aegis, Refresher, and Axe.
I've realized, I've said it twice now, Tusk doesn't have the kick, but I've said he's kicked twice because twice he's gone with Walrus Punch, sent someone into the air, and the Force Staff has been timed perfectly to like drift them across, and it looks like they're being kicked.
The budget kick.
Yeah, the saves on the Tide have been superb with it. Yeah, like you say that. Trickster's Cloak, the Force Staffs, the Eon Disc, they kept Vitali alive, because and not just the Ravage, but the Halberd.
He should give this gem to someone else and just put it in his inventory, or put the phase boots. I don't know what this is for.
Although they're going to their Force, they want to end. They want to finish this game. Frank roars the Tiny. He's BKB'd up, but what does he do now? Swashbuckle in, the bash, the stun. Frank, he's in trouble. The Rolling Thunder connects on him. Vitali's frontlining too, and the Tiny just going for buildings. Kim does jump forward with a snowball and a punch. Gareth goes sceptered. The Tiny's dying, but he's got Aegis. Sven's got strength. He's there and charging in towards anyone he can possibly find. He's got a Storm Hammer. He's got to disarm the Tiny as well. Whoa, he's got a toss. He's got another avalanche in a second. The Ravage comes from Vitali. He's already used his refresher though, so he doesn't have another one, and this is disastrous. They're going to kill him off. The Tiny's down. Hokori have nothing left. Lava defend the base.
He doesn't have enough gold for buyback. I mean, you need to have buyback. Like, you go in and you sell your portrait. You send the courier. There's two bounty runes bottom and 1 bounty rune top to be picked up. It might give you enough gold if someone wants to go for that, but I think they just lost the game. Fighting inside the base, Storm Spirit does get the really good pull, and yeah, Sven just munches through all the tankiness.
And Lava just going to run it down. They got 5 heroes alive. There is no way you hold this half HP throne against Mega Creeps and the entirety of Lava. Goodness gracious me. Hokori, they'll try. Rolling Thunder, go on, jump in on them, but the Roar is there, and Frank Katara focus the throne. GG is called, and we go to a game 3.
Wild game. Sloppy game for both of these teams. Like, a huge mistake constantly. Like, these teams can possibly go to a major, and like, if they get to the major and just perform like this, they're gonna get stumped. Like, this is very difficult. They need to get their stuff together. I want to see like a clean game 3, no matter who wins, because this was just like back and forth, constant slapping. Whoever wins the fight, whoever can make less mistakes, pretty much wins the fight.
Yeah, it's definitely a back and forth game and a back and forth series. I mean, game 3, Alvo, it's coming. What do you boys think about that?
What the fuck was that? What was that game? I don't know, man. I'm so glad that Gareth mentioned, by the way, the 4 stuff there, because I was about to flame the crazy out of moves there. Out of that last kick, almost lost him the game with a tide. But thank you, Gareth, for that really good pointer. Let us tell us in that game, was it really a game of mistakes, like Lacoste said towards the end?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of mistakes by the Lava side. I think they were way too far ahead for this game to go this long. I think they should have just snowballed the game after they got the... I think they made really good rotation, especially on Storm. Storm popped off this game. He rotated to get the top tower, right? Tide TP'd in and died. Pango TP'd in and used roll. Then he just went mid tower. They got like Roche. And I don't know, I think the Sven just kept getting picked off all the time, right? He got picked off like twice. I think it was very sloppy. I think maybe even Sven should have taken the Aegis, even though it's not that good of a Aegis hero. At least he can at least hit the tower or something. I don't know. That just looked kind of sloppy from them. Because they were way too far ahead for this game to go this long.
Can you let us touch on the rotations, but King RD, why do you think they ended up so far ahead in the early game, considering that we thought their draft was not going to go that well?
I mean, I know the problem right now, and I think the problem is the Cora, where the Cora win the Pango. Who's picking the Cora? Pango is gonna lose the game, so let's go forget about the Cora and pick another heroes.
Okay, fair enough. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, but I feel the Lava play very well in the first 10 minutes. The Stormy won the lane in mid, and the BS and the Thugs. I don't feel they're gonna lose the top. They're gonna win the top lane, but they did win the top laning. So the Queen and the Frank, they play very good this game. So I think this game is probably because the off lane won the lane. It's probably because of that. And that's a big deal in the first 10 minutes. If you won the lane with Beastmaster, it's a really good game for you.
Yeah. Actually, King RD, I love your point, because when we talked to Beast Coast, they were saying that the reason they banned Frank is that even if they literally counter the lane for him completely, the guy is still a nuisance. He's still annoying because he destroys your jungle and he doesn't let you farm. So you're on point. A lot of teams are saying this too. Ellis, are you rethinking the Tiny versus Beastmaster matchup after what you said in the draft, or do you think it was just really well played by Lava?
Yeah, maybe the lane was not that strong. It's just a double melee lane. I guess Tusk was just doing fine right in the lane, just about regen. They just traded with the Ogre. Maybe I overestimated the tiny lane. For sure, I agree with what King RD said. I think if this Beastmaster is picked, this hero should be crushed in the lane, because it's very easy to counterpick him, especially with Ogre. I think if they picked PA, or if they picked like Medusa or anything among those lines, it would have destroyed the lane. They just chose the lane that Tiny... They picked Tiny, right? They picked Tiny on 18. Yeah. So, yeah, I think they should have exploited this lane harder, because I think the problem for Hokori was this lane losing. I think Beastmaster had way too much space.
Why the Ogre build? Can someone explain that to me? Because he didn't go for any points at Ignite in the early. He actually maxed Fire Blast. Is that the right build against the Beastmaster? What were we not seeing there?
I don't know. Maybe he wants to like double stun with Cloud or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I really don't know, Cho.
Okay.
It's the first time I see something like that, so I don't know.
The caster said the same thing, and I was hoping that my pro players, by the way, also don't understand what Garnick was doing here. So, all right, we're gonna have to see. Game 3 is on the books now. Whatever the panel goes for is whatever's going to lose. So you guys know for the next game, the curse is strong here. What will Lava do? What will Hokori do in this last game? Everything is on the line, and more importantly, like Lacoste said, if they go to the major, can this sloppy plays even get them the wins they need in that major? They're going to have to improve a lot. We're going to have to see, though, if that first step is even completed as we take a small break and wait for Game 3 between Hokori and Lava. See you guys soon.